Welcome back to Animatron University. My name is Jesse Bray, and I'm your instructor. So here we are in the final assignment for Chapter 2, the Intermediate course. And what we're going to go through is this is going to be kind of the brass tacks, like how to get down to what we talked about in our last assignment. Last assignment we talked about Facebook ads, Google ads, Google AdWords, Instagram. We kind of just opened up your mind to the potential for you to use those other tools and platforms and what kind of a process that might be when it comes to creating an ad for those platforms. Now, this is something that I don't expect you to get right away, but I want your mind thinking in that direction, that you can create artwork inside Animatron and that you can use it for different platforms. So what we are going to do, let me just cover what this assignment is going to cover. We're going to talk about creating a campaign for several platforms using templates, a template provided that we have customized to tell your message, rework for Facebook and rework for Twitter, and then share. Okay, so let's first just dive right into the little template that we have here. A template I create is, so you're going to customize this template, you're going to adjust the dimensions, change the text, change assets, and then share. So let's do this. Let's create a copy. So duplicate the project. And let's customize this template. Let's change this. Let's create a nice little scene that we want to have. Let's put a little restaurant here. So I put all these little assets here so you can play with them. Let's put boat in the background. I'm going to put the building a little off screen. Okay. Another little boat. Let's play this and see what it looks like. Okay, so these characters walk across the screen, so I want to have this guy walk across the screen. We're going to animate him. We're just doing this really quick and dirty. Okay, bring to the beginning, animation, press tab, scrub all the way across our little timeline, and move this guy across. Just hold shift. Kind of try to do its best to keep a nice little straight line, but I'll just pull them across. There we go. So first frame, he's over here. Let's press play. Okay, let's make it a little more interesting. So let's take this lady first, turn off tab. Let's put her walking here. It's just off screen, just to kind of create some sort of interest. Start her here. Press tab. Pull forward on the timeline. And like we did with the other guy, we're going to bring her across the screen. Hold shift. Alright, press tab again, and now let's preview our little animation. Okay, so they walk past each other. Not super fancy, but it's just to give you an idea of how we can customize this. I'm going to get rid of all these little assets. I want you to have fun with these. Oops. Have fun with these and create something that's unique to you. That's why I threw this template together, so you can play with it. Okay, let's say here, what's our message? Let's say our message is summer fun, or summer fun. This could be your brand, this could be whatever you want, but right now we're just throwing this together just as a nice little piece of copy. Summer fun. And so if you were a t-shirt company, or if you were a blogger, you'd put all your little details, your branding down at the bottom corner. So I'm just going to say summer fun. That's our first part of our homework. We've changed the text, we've played with the assets, and now we want to, how do we want to go about putting this on different platforms? So this is one way to work this. So let's go here up to the blue icon, go project, then go duplicate. Now, I think we should duplicate this twice, but first let's go here, chapter 1, let's change the name to Chapter 1, assignment 4, copy. Let's do Let's do this one as Facebook. Okay, and let's edit it. Let's take a look at this. Let's delete this first frame. And so now we have Facebook. Let's go in here. Let's duplicate that one as well. Duplicate. So now we have a copy. So let's go up here, change the name. This one's going to be Twitter. All right, let's go and edit that one as well. So what are we doing? We are trying to create this ad that will work for multiple platforms. So sometimes it's good just to have a tab up for Twitter and for Facebook. This is before we've even resized any of our artwork, okay? Let's see what's going on here. Okay. I got that open twice. Okay. All right. Well, what is a good standard size for Facebook if we're going to share this to Facebook? Go. So the best thing to do is just to Google Facebook dimensions. We can look for ads, we can look for covers. So this pop-up right away. It says your profile picture displays at 160 by 160 on your page. It's for smartphones, and so forth. All these little dimensions right here give you kind of the help. So just let's click on this link. Okay, so we want to create a, let's do a, let's do a cover photo. So cover photo is going to be 851 pixels by 315. So let's go into our Facebook comp. Let's go to plus black arrow. Go change this to 815 by 351. Now let's select all of this and let's scale it to where it fits nice. And something you will learn that when it comes to certain aspect ratios and designs, that things aren't always going to look uniform. Let's actually delete this. Okay, some are fun. Actually, I think that was nice. Let's leave that back in there. So, some are fun. And move the boats around. This is what you're going to have to do when it comes to just reworking your artwork to look good on all different platforms. This here to lock that. Delete all this extra stuff. Let's select the background and let's scale the background out. Alright, so there we go. That's the nice thing about Animatron. It is a vector-based drawing program, so you can do a lot of reworking. That's actually something I want you to get comfortable with, but I also want you to think this is the strength of Animatron. You can make a design and you can build it over and over and over again, and even though you might have to do slight adjustments, these slight adjustments, look at that. Now I've just taken Summer Fun and I can now put this on Facebook. How would I put this on Facebook? I could download it, download a video, download the GIF, and this video would be if we use the size. So there's standard definition, these particular size, or we can do the custom, which is the size of this right here. We were going for a cover photo, so this is just going to be a still, the size of a still. So if you wanted to go for video preferences, I would go for HD, 1080, depending on the resolution you need. 4:3 or 16 by 9, those are also good as well. 4:3 is more of a square, you're like your television, more like the old school television, because most television is now widescreen. Alright, so nonetheless, we have now adjusted this design to look good on Facebook. Now we can actually share it over here, share it, or if we click the actual title and it pops up our little preview animation right here, we can go share, and a little share button, we can go Facebook. This is like, in my opinion, the quicker way for you to get something to look good on Facebook, but you've already created this project and now just share it on Facebook. Alright, one more and then we are done with this assignment. Now let's go in here to the Twitter account. So let's look at same thing as we did before when we just Googling. It's amazing how much you can learn if you just Google things. So let's do Twitter dimensions. And we can have a header or a background. Let's do a background. Let's see what size that is. And now, I know that some people might argue that, hey, you know, we're just Googling these things, but they are constantly changing. Twitter and Facebook, I mean, goodness, I remember them changed at least twice in 1 year. So don't rest on your laurels of what you know. Sometimes these things change so much because technology is always changing. Let's see what's a good guide. So let's see here. So this one here says that if we want a nice header or background image, we're going to want it to be 220 by 260. So let's try that. Let's go into here, and the nice thing is, hey, this is all vector graphics, so we can rescale this. So let's go 220 by 260. And now let's take all this artwork and let's rescale it. Hold down Shift if you want it uniform. And lock that background. It's like I had locked it earlier. What am I doing, Goofy? Okay. So let's select all this, hold down Shift, and there we go. Unlock background. Hold down Shift, and move it right behind box. Let's see here. Let's move these characters a little bit more over, a little more obvious, and make them a little bit smaller. And now let's take our text, make that a little bit smaller as well. Zoom in. And look at that, we have rescaled our artwork so it looks good for Twitter. Now, this might seem a little obvious to some people, but these courses are done in such a way that I'm not assuming that you have gone through all that stuff as far as rescaling art. This in some ways is almost a basic thing, but get comfortable with Googling things, finding the right presets for stuff. There's if you go back here to outside your composition to where you see the title of your project, we had the project size and width. We also have custom choose for presets. So these presets here are really invaluable, and they are often changing as well because things on the net are changing all the time. So if you create a composition in Animatron, you can scale it to look good on all sorts of devices, and be comfortable with that. Realize that you might have to tweak things slightly, but start with an initial design and then start putting them out on different platforms based upon their specifications, and just play, practice, experiment. The more you experiment, the more comfortable you're going to get at creating artwork that looks good at different aspect ratios, at different compositions. Comfortable with rescaling your artwork. This is vector-based artwork, so you don't have to worry about drawing it and having to redraw it and redesign it over and over again. And that's the strength of Animatron. And start playing more with these presets. Find out how you can create one design and then have it look good across all the board. Now, not every social media platform has the same aspect ratio, so you do need to be comfortable with changing things up. You'll find that there are some ads that people post that they try to draw it once and then they post it everywhere, and there's cropping that occurs. So that's something you should think about. Think about how you're sharing your artwork initially, so you can create nice compositions and you can create nice layouts and projects like that. So congratulations for getting this far and for being at finishing the final assignment for the intermediate course on social media. I hope to see you all later on in the course.